Welcome, Guthrie Bluejay wrestling fans. We are live inside of the Guthrie Gymnasium. We're going to have us a little blue and white wrestling duel. Should be a lot of fun tonight. I'm here with you tonight. I'm Sean Silvis, and I'm alongside Connor Phillips. He probably doesn't want you to see, but Connor's going to run production tonight for us. He's going to run our score clock and all that. Lance Evans is going to be on the camera, and we are going to showcase Guthrie Bluejay wrestling tonight. It should be a wonderful evening of wrestling. Going to be a little bit different than what you're used to seeing if you've been tuning in over the last couple of seasons. It's normally Guthrie versus someone else, but tonight it's going to be Guthrie versus Guthrie. And we're going to have a blue team and a white team, and we're going to showcase our Team Guthrie Youth League wrestlers. We're going to showcase our junior high girls wrestling program. We're going to showcase the junior high boys program, then the high school girls program, and then last, the high school boys program. So that's going to be a lot of fun doing that. And then we're also going to have some of the wrestlers you're used to seeing out on the mat are going to be some of the guys you're used to seeing out wrestling are going to be coaching tonight. Some of the matches tonight are just going to be for fun, just exhibitions, just an opportunity for these kiddos to get out here and have some fun. And then also there's going to be some ranking matches, and ranking matches are basically guys wrestling for their varsity position. And so there will be that. If you guys look up behind me, we've got some of our little Jays up here behind us, so that'll be a lot of fun. Guys trying to get on camera, so that's awful nice of everybody to come out. Looks like the crowd is starting to show up. There's a chili cook-off, so if you are running late, you can watch some of the matches early, and then you can come down here and get yourself some chili. But if not, you're not able to make it, hopefully you guys can enjoy it from home. Thank you for tuning in to the Guthrie News page, as we will be bringing you Guthrie wrestling all season long. We'll try to showcase the duels and all of that. And then hopefully we'll be able to check out some tournaments this season as well. So tonight, Guthrie wrestling is going to showcase as the fans show up. And it's going to be Guthrie white versus Guthrie blue. And we are moments away, and I'm going to have to do double duty tonight. We're about 2 minutes from start time. We're going to do some walkouts and shellouts, but I'm going to have to do some of the announcing as well, so I'll be in and out on the broadcast, but hopefully keep you entertained the whole time, and we'll talk through the matches, and hopefully some of these intros will be fun for the kids as well. I want to give a special shout out to I'm blocking the camera, guys. I'm sorry, I'm new to this. We're going to have some fun time. I'll go through our coaching staff for the night while we've got time. Coach for the white team is going to be Bryson Hall. He is a name you are familiar with. Third at state last year. Going to try to take off and get himself a state title this year. I know that is the goal on his list, so that he's not the only brother that doesn't have a state championship in his house. So he's not going to wrestle tonight, but he will be one of our coaches alongside Luke Lyons. Luke Lyons was an almost state qualifier last year. Did a great job. We're looking for him to get a medal this year. He's going to help Bryson out on that white team. Over on the blue team side, Coach Clayton Carey. Clayton's going to hop in and take up for Caden Herendine. Caden was supposed to be here tonight, but he had to work. Those high school kids have responsibilities trying to pay for a car, so he's going to be gone. But Clayton Carey's going to step up. Clayton Carey, big-time freshman last year for the Blue Jays. He's going to be a sophomore this year. And, again, he's another one looking for a state medal. Been working hard in the the offseason. So Clayton Carey's going to help out his team tonight as a coach. And then Matt Mahalik, he's a senior this year. You might know him as Matthew Gyus, but he changed his last name over the summer. So he is Matt Mahalik, and he is our going to be our senior coach, helping out Clayton Carey with the white team. Matt is I like to call him our jiu-jitsu phenom. He came to wrestling from jiu-jitsu and has really transferred nicely. Another kid who was so close to being at that state tournament this past season, so he's looking to get himself a medal. Really just a stacked Blue Jay team this year. We got a lot of young talent and a lot of guys we've got a lot of young talent that's looking to do well at the state tournament. We've also got some old talent, them old-time seniors, them 18-year-old kids are going to be there as well. So anyway, I am going to probably step aside here for just a moment because we are fixing to get these kids ready to go, and I'll quit talking so we can get this thing started. So it's going to be quiet for just a second so you don't pick up the around talk. We got people standing in front of the cameras, not too used to media. So anyway, we will get all this ironed out, and then we will be back with the walkouts shortly.
I don't care. You don't care. I don't care at this point. Just came.
All right, folks, if you're at home, we are just waiting on the wrestlers to get themselves seated. We are trying to get this duel started. I need to get a cage put around the back and the front of this booth, I'm afraid, but that is okay. Everyone is excited to be here tonight. I don't know if Lance can give us a shot. Lance, can you give us a shot of – Lance is going to spin this thing around and see if you can get a shot of a crowd. We got a pretty good crowd out here tonight. Say hi to Ronnie and Sarah Phillips. Typically, they're back here behind the booth or behind the camera, but they are in-house tonight. Give them a special shout out. They are huge wrestling supporters. All three of their boys are involved in wrestling somehow. We love having them out tonight. They don't have to work tonight. They actually get to enjoy. Their son Connor is going to be, Connor's behind the booth with me tonight running production, but Cannon, their youngest son, is going to be wrestling. So they're going to sit out here and watch him. And we are just moments away. Looks like the rest of our coaches are showing up.
All right. All right, wrestlers, get to the side of the mat so we can do some introductions. Wrestlers, to the side of the mat. Let's go. Line up. Tonight's matchup is going to feature wrestlers from Team Guthrie, from the junior high, from the girls program, and from the high school program. Up first at 55 pounds, for the white team, Rutenberger. And for the blue team, Harden. At 52 pounds, for the blue team, for the white team, Ambriz. And for the blue team, Phillips. At 110 pounds, for the white team, Kirk. And for your blue team, Vaughn. At 117 pounds, for the white team, Ellis. And for the blue team, Harden. And at 112 pounds, for the white team, Jackson King. And for the blue team, Reese. At 150 pounds, for the white team, Dennis. And for the blue team, Malcolm Christian. And at heavyweight, for the white team, Bradford. And for your blue team, Acerson. And at 145 pounds, for the blue team, Blevens. And for the blue team, Macy. At 155 pounds, for the white team, Edberg. And for your blue team, Lazenberry. At 150 pounds, for the white team, Reese. And for your blue team, Harden. At 113 pounds, for the white team, Gyus. And for the blue team, Martin. At 150 pounds, for the white team, Wilder. And for your blue team, Farah. At 145 pounds, for the white team, Gyus. And for your blue team, Macy. And for your white team at 46 pounds, the main event, Gibson. And for your blue team, Harden. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for referee Brian Dutton. Brian is Guthrie proud, four-time Oklahoma State placer for the Blue Jays, also state finalist and state champion. Brian, thank you for coming out and helping us out. And remember, any problems you have, you go straight to that referee and voice your opinion loudly. All right, also tonight we have a special guest referee for our first matchup, Mr. Gibson. All right, folks, are you ready to get things started? Folks, are you ready to get this thing started? All right, up first for the white team, at 55 pounds, Harden. And his opponent, Rutenberger.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Got us a couple Team Guthrie Bluejay wrestlers. Also on the mat, special guest referee Gibson really has taken a liking to the referee and been watching a lot of referees on YouTube and asked if he couldn't wrestle in this event, could he referee this event? So he's going to help out Brian Dutton, our head referee. Tonight does a takedown by Rutenberger. as he gets in nice spiral control, going for a bar arm chop. As Callan's working good on bottom, he's keeping a good posture, and he's posting outside leg, trying to come up. Rutenberger's doing a good job on top, stand tight, keeping pressure. And Callan's doing a good job on bottom, just keeping his base. He's not getting out of there yet, but he's staying solid on bottom. It's good position. He's got to his feet now. He's going to peel hands. Rutenberger's going to step in front, try to trip. Did a good job with the return. Callan's now trying to grab the back leg as Rutenberger's grabbing that far arm now. He's going to put him in near fall danger. No points yet, but if he gets him over to his back, the referee will start swiping for near fall if he can break the 45-degree plane. But now Callan did a good job getting back to his base as he's now trying to work out from bottom. Rutenberger does a good job of floating around. I've had the honor of coaching both these guys. Both tough kids, both a good job, and both of them pretty wiry. They can get in pretty rough situations and stay safe. Rutenberger's doing a good job staying behind that lead arm and not giving Callan a lot of opportunity to get away down there. Nice first period for both of these guys. Going a minute and a half periods, which is quite a bit for this young of a crew, but believe me, they have been used to wrestling. Looks like coin toss is going to go to Callan. Harden, and Harden's going to go down. Rutenberger's going to cover on top. Left side cover. Not too common for kids his age to do a left side cover, but he's doing a good job riding over there. Callan again back to his feet. He's doing a good job of making himself a problem down there. He's not just sitting, he's actually wrestling. And now he's turned around. He's got that leg. He did a sit out, sort of just a turn in, not really a switch, but he turned in and now he's in that high C position, just a head outside single. He's got that leg. He's trying to pull it up. Rutenberger's doing a good job of breaking him back down and getting his hips heavy. He did that little helicopter spin. It's kind of a Russian helicopter spin. Really hard to defend that. Now he's got him in a half and he's got him turned over. No near fall, but there he's in near fall criteria. He got a 2 count. That's going to be good for 2 points. And now we're going to count some more. Callan's doing a good job going back and forth. Rutenberger down there trying to keep them shoulders down to get him pinned, but Callan's doing a good job coming up. We're going to get 4 points near fall. So new criteria this year. Takedowns are worth 3 points, and near fall can be as good as 4. So if the referee swipes his hand 2 times, that's good for 2 points. Swipes his hand 3 times, it's good for 3 points. Swipes his hand 4 times, that's 4 points. So basically, if they're on their back for very long, they can lose quite a few points. And current score is 7-0. That's going to be 3 for the takedown, 4 for the near fall. He did get a 2 count, I believe, on the last time there where he just went to his back. So Rutenberger's getting out front with a big lead. We're going to award him 2 points for that near fall. Now remember, points can add up a lot faster this season than they have in the past just because of that. So even though Callan is down on the score clock, he could catch up real quick with a reversal and some near fall of his own. Looks like he's coming back. He has changed the corner now. He's cutting the angle. He's got this double leg. Rutenberger goes for a spladle, doesn't catch the bottom leg, but does a good job here of wrestling through. Picks up a couple more near fall maybe. Doesn't look like he got it. He got a 1 count, flopped around a little bit, got another 1 count, so that's going to put him at, looks like current score 9-0. Current score is 9-0. Call is going to go to Rutenberger. He's going to go neutral. He's going to go back on their feet here. Now remember, Rutenberger got that. Axel got that takedown in the first, goes right back in on that double leg. He basically sort of takes him down to a dump there as he's trying to struggle here. He's got to step over those legs or Callan's going to roll him back through, but Callan's in trouble of a not just a near fall, but a pin here if he stays on his back. Looks like he's going to wrestle up, and Rutenberger's doing a good job tilting him back. Now he catches that far arm. That's going to be trouble for Callan. Callan doing a good job wrestling out of these situations, but Rutenberger just experienced enough. He's catching him in these transitions for near fall, and near fall can rack up so fast. That's going to be 4 points. That's going to be enough for a tech fall. 15 points or more in wrestling is like a run rule. That's going to happen there. I'm going to dip out here for just a second. Great job by these Team Guthrie wrestlers. I'm going to dip out for a second here to do the next intro, and we will go from there.
for your Blue Jays at 52 pounds, Ambriz. And his opponent, Phillips.
2 more of Team Guthrie's finest. For the blue team here, Kaysen Ambriz. Kaysen's in on that big double leg. He's our guy on the double leg. Cannon Phillips is on bottom now. Look for Cannon to stay disciplined down here. He does a good job wrestling. A little bit of a size discrepancy, but also an age discrepancy. So Kaysen on top. He's a little bit smaller, but he's also a little bit older. And we put this matchup together thinking these two could put on a good match. Just 3-0 here for that takedown. As both guys now are working. So Kaysen's working on that half. Kellen's reached back and tried to grab for that leg. He probably should abandon that. He's got to get his hands down and his elbow down or he's going to get near fall territory here. So reaching back for that leg is always risky because you end up turning your shoulders and hip into what that top guy's wanting. But he's able to roll through here. Got a 2 count. That's going to be for 2. Kaysen does a good job here catching him back on his back for near fall. Referee's holding 4, so he got enough for a 4 count on the near fall. Cannon doing a good job fighting off his back, though. Kaysen staying disciplined on top. Cannon's going to have to get to his base and come to his feet. He's got to posture away from this and get that posture down. He's posturing good now, but he's got to get his hands down. That left hand of his has got to get back on the mat or he's going to get turned in another half. Kaysen here grinding. Not enough for any points. Kaysen did a good job on top of running that half. And Cannon's going to have to posture away and keep that halved arm down on the mat if he's going to stay out of his near fall criteria. So Kaysen going to be his choice. He's going to go back to neutral. Cannon now is going to have to use that size to his advantage here. Keep Cannon off of him. Keep those hips down. Thank you to all the people at home that are telling me I need to do a better job on production. I got to change the names, but it looks like we got them. Big shout out to Chris Evans back home, helping us run production from his house. Also, my lovely wife, Lindsay, is helping out. I appreciate that. I get caught up in these wrestling matches, and I forget I have another job to do tonight. But Connor's doing a good job over here keeping our score. And back to the action here. Cannon now in on a high C. That's a high crotch. Single leg head outside. Picks up a nice takedown for 3. That puts him on the board. Now he's going to try to half of his own. Team Guthrie big on halves. We like to run these. And these boys are running hard here. Now, if Cannon can get that elbow of Kaysen up over his head, he can possibly get this turn. Kaysen doing a good job of keeping his elbows next to his body, and he's trapping those arms. The referee won't let him do that for long, but he's letting him. Now as he's back up, Cannon's back on top looking for a cradle. Now he's back for his half. Running back and forth. Kaysen now finding himself with a little adversity, but now he's coming up on bottom. Cannon grinding here on top. Got that 2-on-1 bar arm. Going for the half. Again, nice period there for Cannon Phillips. Picks up a takedown of his own, getting himself back into this matchup. He's going to go back to neutral. Back to neutral. So both these guys with takedowns. The difference in this match was that half Nelson that ended up in near fall. Double inside ties, pulling the head down. Kaysen Ambriz trying to fight that off, reaching for a single, but Cannon now heavy on that head, dives in for a double leg of his own. Nice job. Pulled the head, set up the double leg, and catches himself up 6-7. He's still down, but he's got time to work here. Kaysen Ambriz fighting hard here to stay off his back and stay out of trouble. Kaysen's on bottom, but he is winning this contest. And now Cannon's working hard here, trying to get some near fall, working that bar arm. He's working that half. Kaysen's trying to hold on here on bottom, working back to his base, posts up. He's posturing hard, staying away from that half, but Cannon grinding on that half, trying to make something happen here. So now he's going to let him go. Cannon's going to let him go and give him a point to try to get 3 more, but Kaysen does a nice job coming out here. Got a body lock, and Cannon's pushing away. Kaysen's got a body lock. There's been no point, so there's been no escape, but Kaysen, with the reversal, is going to pick up 2, picking up a very, very quick count here. He's got that near fall. What was a very close, very interesting match. Kaysen Ambriz was just holding on there, gets a 2-point reversal, 4-point near fall to run that score back up, but Cannon Phillips not going to go away. Ends up with an escape at the end. Great, great matchup for both of these young Blue Jays. Hats off to them. Great takedowns, great sequence. Good job, Blue Jays.
Up next for your Blue Jays, representing the girls' junior high team at 110 pounds, Kirk. And her opponent, Vaughn.
All right, nice showcase for our junior high girls wrestling program. Both these girls come to us with a little bit of experience, so that's nice, but so excited this year. We are kicking off the first official year of our all-girls wrestling program, and I guess this is the first official night they are showcasing their talents. Lana Vaughn is going to be on our left, and Gabby Kirk on our right. Lana with a takedown here to start this match off, up 3-0. Give me just a second here to change this graphic. And we should be back to action here. Grinding up on top, staying behind him, arms is Lana Vaughn. Going for a half now. Gabby stands tough on bottom. Gonna have to try to get her hands on the mat and her head up so she can get her hips out. Now looks like Lana's got a half. She's got her not quite over. There's going to be near fall there as Gabby rolls through with a big arch. And now she's going to fight off her back here. Nice job, Gabby Kirk, fighting that off. Lana only able to get 3 points on that near fall, and she had that half in deep, folks. Most girls would have went away there. Gabby Kirk did a nice job fighting off her back. Lana, for her part, did a good job staying in position. She almost got rolled through, but did a good job setting her hips and staying with that half to continue with more near fall. These young ladies really getting after it tonight. Going to be Lana's choice. She's going to go bottom. Gabby Kirk covers on top. And referee Brian Dutton fixing to start this second period matchup. It showed a takedown early for Lana Vaughn with some near fall. And now Gabby Kirk's going to work on top. A head lever and an ankle. Getting this loose, but looks like she knows what she wants to do with it. Now Lana is coming out the side, sort of, but Gabby's keeping a hold of that ankle. She's got it tight. Referee didn't like the look of the position of that knee and wisely spared these girls another day. I know these girls are limber, but no one likes to see that. So going to reset here. Gabby back out from it. She's going to let her go. Lana's going to pick up an escape point, and they're going to go back to work here on their feet. Inside collar tie here for Lana. She's got the inside control. Gabby's working over tie on her right side, but Lana definitely with the control here. Going to elbow block. Look for one of these girls to kind of snap and go or kind of shuck and move and then try to attack off of it. There was a Russian tie attempt by Lana. So both these girls setting just in an ear-to-ear tie. Really hard to score when both the heads are connected on the side like that. It's more of a defensive position than an offensive position. So look for one of these girls to clear that position just like that. See, they went head-to-head. One of these girls will clear that position and then attack. You can't really – it's hard to attack from ear to ear. So when they're there, you look for somebody to make something happen and then move off of it. Now from that head-to-head position, both girls able to attack. So more offensive when you're head-to-head, more defensive ear-to-ear. Now Gabby shoots in on a shot. Lana does a nice job with just a block, sprawl, and go behind. That's going to put her up 3 more points to end the second period. Gabby kind of had to try to make something happen being down by 7. And she goes in to take the risk. Lana did a nice job, block, sprawl, go behind. Really textbook there as she picks up 3 more. It's going to be 10-0 in favor of Miss Vaughn. Gabby Kirk's choice.
They didn't give Gabby a
It looks like Gabby did get. No, Lana got the escape. She was on bottom. It's 10-1. Yep. So we are starting this period on our feet. For Gabby to do something here. She's no stranger to wrestling nor big moves. She does some freestyling, so I would expect something feet to back would get her back into this matchup. Remember, just feet to back, so a takedown and near fall could get her as close as 7-10, just in one big motion, if not a fall. So definitely the capability in her wheelhouse to do something big, and right now she's going to need something big. A simple takedown is not going to win the match, so look for her to go after. But Lana does a nice job just dropping down to that single leg as Gabby was pulling, really trying to get some movement. It looked like she was maybe trying for a headlock, and Lana grabs that leg, able to get in on top. It's going to put her up 13, but Gabby with a nice little arm throw here just grabs that. Lana reaches over. Gabby grabs that and just throws it sort of like an arm spin. Able to get a reversal. But now Lana's right back out. It looks like she's going to hustle behind here. Gabby's trying to hold on to that leg, trying to keep herself in this match. Lana doesn't have to get behind, but would be wise to. Gabby's gathering up that arm. Looks like she was trying for a little short carry there. Very savvy, very crafty under there. Trying to make something happen here with just short time to go. And we are going to end this matchup with Lana Vaughn, the victor over Gabby Kirk. Good job, good showcase for these girls. Nice work, ladies.
First person shooting mode, returning your son on a funeral to the same office. You better be talking.
Up next at 117 pounds for the blue team, Eva Luna Ellis. And for your white team, Bailey Harden.
All right, our second junior high girls match up with another Harden on the mat tonight. Her younger brother wrestled earlier today. And now Bailey's going back out there. Looks like a headlock attempt and a roll through. Big move answered by a big move. Nice work, ladies. Eva Luna tried for a headlock out of that tie-up. Takes Bailey all the way to her back, but Bailey was savvy to it before they hit the mat and was able to roll through. Nice sequence by these ladies. 3-0, Bailey Harden, but Eva right back to her feet. Peeling hands hard. Warning stall call for Eva gets the call against Bailey. No points awarded, but if another stall call does happen, that's going to be a point for Eva. So she was warned because when you're on top and you get to your feet, your responsibility is to return them. You can't just hang on, and she was. And so not letting Eva go caused that stall call. But now they're in a bit of a precarious situation here. Eva trying to get behind, but Bailey stepped over that leg. Now she's got the inside leg. Eva's going for a far side half. This girl is crafty and dangerous. She's about to crawl out on top. Bailey, though, keeping a hold of that leg. She's got a high C, but Eva just savvy here. Very, very good hips on Eva. Bailey fighting hard here to keep this leg. These girls struggling to the end of the first period. What an exciting first period for these two ladies. And again, I'm late to the party. I am sorry. Second period, I got this graphic correct. Choice is going to go to Bailey Harden. She's going to go bottom. Eva is on top. Eva running a half out front. Bailey's trying to posture and post. She's got to get her inside hand down on that mat, but Eva's doing a good job running that spiral hard. Now she's getting too high. Now she's able to get her broke down to her belly. Bailey's posturing. She's going to try to back up to her knees. Nice work by Bailey here. And Eva doing a good job grinding on top, keeping pressure, staying behind those arms. Makes it very hard to move. There's just so much pressure forward that you focus so hard on just holding your body up. And now Bailey does a nice job getting to her feet this time. Now she's peeling hands. Eva holding on tight. Nice work, both girls. Eva was riding tough on top. Bailey did a good job of being patient. She posted good up, peeled the hands. Now she's back on her feet. 4-0. That's going to be an escape point for Bailey. 4-0. And Eva now standing up, looking a little frustrated, but now she's back in her stance. Staying heavy on that head. Look for her to throw another headlock. She about got it last time. Bailey's letting that inside arm just hang, and she's not getting an inside tie. If she got inside that tie, that headlock would go away. Eva doing a nice job. She catches that collar and keeps her elbow short. Keeps it real close to the chin of Bailey, which makes that hard for Bailey to get that inside tie. So, man, Eva's doing a good job staying on that head. Bailey's passing, trying to keep her off. A lot going on here in the second period, but there she goes again. Another big headlock. Oh, back for a roll through for Bailey. Harden's going to pick up 3 on the roll through at the whistle, but holy cow. Eva Luna Ellis, dangerous from her feet. Doing a good job making this an exciting matchup. So Bailey's picked up 2 takedowns off the headlock, plus an escape. Eva down 7-0, but not from lack of effort. Doing a great job keeping this match lively. Well, this new girls program is not underproducing. These girls are wrestling hard, doing a nice job of making these matches exciting. Girls are wrestling hard. They wrestled good this past weekend at the Holly Howard Open. We had, I think, 6 champions, and a couple other girls got medals as well. Out of the contenders that were there, really, Guthrie really shined and did a nice job bringing home a lot of hardware from our own tournament. So that was nice. Bailey was one of those, and so was Eva, and that's probably why coaches wanted to showcase them tonight. Knew these girls would get after it and put on a good match. Looks like we got a locked hands here. Eva on bottom. You cannot lock the hands when you are on bottom, or you will lose a point. Now, if Bailey at any point gets in a bad situation, they'll stop the match, but if she's able to score, they'll go ahead and let that wrestling continue. But in this case, nothing was happening, so the referee stopped the match, awarded the bottom wrestler the point and an opportunity to get a fresh start. Because if you lock your hands, you kind of put the bottom person at a disadvantage, so they want to give that advantage back to the bottom wrestler. So now we're back to action here. Eva's driving hard for near fall. This is tight, folks. This is tight. This is very tight. From an 8-0 deficit, Eva Luna Ellis is making this a match, and now Bailey Harding flips her over from what was a terrible situation. Bella, holy cow, Bailey Harding able to fight off her back in what was a very, very tight hold, and now she's able to get back on top. So a 4-point near fall for Eva Luna, and Bailey gets a 2-point reversal. 10-4 is the score as we close this out. What an exciting matchup for these girls. Look out. We've got us a couple of wrestlers here.
And up next, at 112 pounds for the blue team, Jackson King. And for your white team, Garrett Reese.
Off to an early lead here. Featuring our junior high wrestlers. Jackson King. Jackson King's on bottom in the blue. Garrett Reese on top with the early takedown, brings it up 3-0. As these junior high boys take off and get going. Really this year has featured quite a bit of talent in the junior high room. It's been a long haul building up that junior high program over these past few years. We've got a new staff in here replacing the legendary Jay Howard. He retired a couple of years ago. And Coach Parrish Pierce has stepped in to take over that program alongside Caleb Gibson. And every now and then, Alex Fields goes down, and he kind of floats between the high school and the junior high. But those boys have done a nice job developing this junior high team. Last year was their first season. This year, already seeing improvement from the one prior to. We've also got a couple of wrestlers coming up from the Little League that have been successful athletes that are filling in for the junior high now as well. Things are on the rise. Kind of the start of the new wave of wrestlers is down here in this junior high program, and we're going to showcase some of that talent tonight. Back on our feet now. Jackson King shoots in for looks like a high C. And at the whistle, Garrett Reese trying to get around the back, ran out of time. Jackson's going to have to set that shot up a little bit better if he's going to have any hopes of finishing the next one. It's going to be his choice. He's going to go bottom. Had luck down there in the first, got himself a point early, so it looks like he's going to try to get another one so he can get back to action here. Reese is going to cover, and we're back to action. Second period. Jackson back to his feet. Garrett holds on too long to that locked hands. Now you're going to see that locked hands call. Now see, they let him wrestle here. So now Jackson's tied the score. He got a locked hands. That's an illegal hold. So he got a point for that. Then he got away. That was another point. So we've got 3-3 now, tying it up with just the escape, 2 escapes. And the locked hands call puts Jackson King even with Garrett Reese back on their feet now. Garrett's got an underhook over there on the right side and an inside tie, so he's controlling that tie, making it hard for Jackson, but Jackson digs back into inside ties and pulls off a double leg. We saw that same sequence earlier tonight from one of the little guys. Jackson did a nice job making that adjustment. He was being controlled on the inside. He gets his own control back, shoots that double leg, and gets himself a 3-point takedown. Now he locks up a cradle, and he takes him back, but Garrett Reese did a nice job fighting that early before Jackson could lock it up tight. He kicked out before any near fall could be awarded, but back to that cradle. Jackson King goes right back to it. He's going to have to be careful here because Garrett is trying to peek out the backside over there. He's peeking out, trying to get to a leg. Jackson's got the cradle locked up. He's going to try to drive him towards us here at the camera, but he was not able to do it. Garrett again breaks the lock, and now Jackson's back on a half. Garrett tries to swim out of that half backwards. Typically that's an ill-advised technique, but he was able to make that work. Just ran out of time. So now currently score is 6-3 in favor of Jackson King, who is now on top. Garrett's going to pick bottom here. And Jackson King's going to cover. And we're back to action here in the third period. Garrett's going to have to get his hands on the mat and his head up, or Jackson's going to go right back to this. Now remember, Garrett almost reversed out of this half earlier. Jackson's doing a better job, though. He's got to get more towards the head, or that's going to happen. See, Garrett's trying to time that. Jackson stays too far back on the hips to run that half, and that allows Garrett to do that spin around. Jackson runs out towards his head. He'll take away that spin around that Garrett's doing, but Garrett's savvy to it. He realizes, but now Jackson gets him rolled over. He's got a 2 count. There's 3. There's 4 points for the near fall. Not awarded yet, but he definitely got the count. He lets go of the hold, gets 4 points for near fall. That's going to put Jackson up 10-3. Garrett there goes for that spin around. Jackson still gets on that half, though. That's where he scored most of his near fall. Had some locked hands there, but the referee missed it, so he'll take it. Garrett does a nice job spinning around there, gets his escape. He's bringing it closer now, 4-1. He's got 25 seconds to work. He's going to need something big here, something feet to back, and he can be back in this match. But it's going to have to go feet to back. A simple takedown's not going to work as they work on the edge. There's a double leg. There's the double leg. He's going to get the 3 here. If he can get him to his back with 10 seconds, he can get near fall and win this match. There's a 3-point near fall. Jackson's got to get to his belly, and he does. We're 2 and we're 1. What a matchup. Junior high kickoff here with a great matchup back and forth. Hats off to Garrett Reese trying to make a match out of that there at the end. Good work, boys.
Up next at 150 pounds, for the blue team, Levi Dennis. And for the white team, Malcolm Christian.
How did she squeeze in them jeans? Big behind up the teeth is waist. Take time with the GBG, don't beef nobody like GBG. Woke up on the wrong side of bed, so he's gonna get. If I thought my piece today, I love my young boy, I won't lead him straight. I'm stuck to look cool like PVA.
Another junior high matchup here at 150 pounds. Levi Dennis in the blue. And Malcolm Christian in the white. Malcolm Christian looks like he's got a takedown here. He's just got to get behind. He's hanging over that front arm. He's got to get behind it. There's his 3 points for the takedown. Does a nice job. First period is over. Current score of this matchup, Malcolm Christian up 3-1 over Levi Dennis with a takedown. And then Levi gets the escape for 1. We're back on our feet here in the second period. Junior high matchup, 150 pounds. So Malcolm with the inside tie has control here. Levi with the lazy overhand tie. It slows things down on the right side, but really no control there. He's got to get the inside tie. The guy that controls the inside controls the action. The over ties, the outside ties, those do not allow offense to happen. So sometimes they're used defensively, but definitely hard to score out of outside and over ties. The guy with the inside control is the one that is controlled. So good job by these guys. Both guys still fighting for hand position here. Was able to get underneath. Now Levi Dennis with a block sprawl. He's trying to get behind and catch the cradle. Malcolm does a good job circling with. Levi about had that. Levi about got behind it, about got that cradle, but Malcolm was able to just keep spinning. He kept the control of that elbow. Boom! Big time dump here, almost like a fireman's carry position. Malcolm did a good job swimming with that right arm to catch that far double leg. Dumped Levi on his hip, really put Levi in a position where he couldn't scramble well. And Levi had to bail out or go to his back. Did a smart job going to his back. Now it's 2 takedowns, though, for Malcolm. And he's up 6-1. Levi Dennis on bottom. Going to have to try to figure out a way to base up so he can get out. Malcolm staying behind the arms, doing a good job sitting on those hips, staying heavy. Not a lot of action here. Levi's got to get to his base like he did, but He can't score from his belly, so he's got to get to his knees so he can initiate a stand-up or a set-out and start trying to create some action. Malcolm has got to try to keep Levi to his belly. The guy on top, if you can keep him on his belly, he can turn to near fall, but rarely do you get near fall from a knee position, so it's kind of the battle from top to bottom. Levi Dennis going to go bottom here in the third. Malcolm starts on top. Levi's got that arm pulled over. See if he can use that to get a dump of his own, but Malcolm savvy to it's got Levi in trouble here, but Levi stepped over the leg. Malcolm is really high. Look for Levi to try to pull him over and peek out behind. Referee's going to keep an eye on Malcolm's knee to make sure that doesn't get in a bad position. But technically, Malcolm's in control here. He's on top. He's just really high. Looks like he's got an outside half going for a stack-up position. I don't know if you can see it here on the camera, but he's got a half on the far side, and he's trying to pull Levi's head under. Levi in a tough spot here as far as an escape goes, just trying to stay off his back. And now he's able to kick that leg out and get out. Good job, Levi Dennis, staying tough down there, picking up that two. Had Malcolm really, really high, just had to kind of methodically work his way out. He's in on a double leg here. He's going to have to get this takedown if he wants back in this match. We're down under 35 seconds. Levi's going to have to get urgent here, maybe do a feet to back. A takedown's not going to win it for him. He's going to have to do more than just be in a stance. There's that double leg. If he can finish that. And Malcolm did a good job staying heavy with those hips. Levi just not able to pull that up. Just not quite the strength. Malcolm does a good job with these hips here. Levi's going to have to grow into that size a little bit if he's going to pull that single leg up. He's fighting hard under here, but just not going to be enough. Your winner, Malcolm Christian over Levi Dennis at 150 pounds. Good job, junior high boys.
Up next at heavyweight for the blue team, Bradford. And for your white team, Acerson.
All right, we are back to action here. Junior high boys, heavyweight. Both these guys fairly new to the wrestling mats. I think 1 year experience and first year experience. Acerson in the white. Mr. Bradford in the blue shoots for a double leg. Tough shot to get on a heavyweight. Big boys with heavy hips. We saw it in the last matchup. With the bigger guys, when you get underneath, if you get caught with those heavy hips, it's very difficult to finish those takedowns. Going to be 3-point takedown here for Kyler Bradford at the whistle. Gets a takedown here at the whistle. And like I say, those takedowns underneath big, heavy hips make things hard because you just can't move. You get stuck under there. Heavyweights that score with takedowns usually stick and move. They either move out and get out from underneath and don't score, or they move out and pick up a trip or some type of a movement type thing. So when they shoot underneath there and get stuck, it's very, very difficult. It's hard to score points on a heavyweight. So hats off. There's a single-leg attempt. Now he stays on his feet. That's smart. If he can stay on his feet in circles, see how he's able to move. He stays on his feet. He moves in circles. When he gets stuck here, he gets caught. He's got to get out from underneath if he's going to score here. He's trying to get his head out, and if he can get his head out and he can start moving to his right, he can start trying to finish this. But Zakaya's got to keep moving. Bradford's going to stay heavy with that hip and stay square, and this is how he's going to get the stalemate. If it stalemates, if no action happens, he does a good job pushing the hip stand square. Now he circles behind, picks up 3 points of his own. Kyler Bradford with the takedown. He's going to tie this up 3-3. So both guys took a shot, and both guys were took down for it. Now he's on his back, though. Not a good position here for Bradford. Zakaya picks up the fall for his team. Good matchup leading up to that. But with these big boys, like I say, they get put in a weighted position. It's hard to move. Good job, boys.
Next, at 145 pounds, for your high school girls team, the blue team, Cadence Blevens. And for your white team, Macy Smith.
Going to action here on top, Macy Smith with the early takedown. I apologize for the delay. Cadence Blevens was a last-minute replacement. We had to get her put into the graphic here, but we got that taken care of. Cadence on bottom, both. So Cadence has been wrestling for a couple of years now. Wrestled for the junior high program. And Macy Smith has been wrestling since she was a Team Guthrie Bluejay from Gyus. She took a little time off, somewhere around 5th and 6th grade, but she came back in high school and really has just been improving ever since. Won first place at the Holly Howard Open a couple of weekends ago, and she is poised and really working her tail off to try to get herself a medal here at state. Cadence Blevens down 3-0. Cadence doing a good job. She's been hurt all of last season. Was banged up, I believe, with a shoulder injury, and she's back this season now. As May does a good job coming up on bottom. Just a good job post stand up, peel hands and escape. And Cadence now is going to need some type of a score, whether that's a takedown, something. She's doing a good job keeping those inside ties. Isla with that over tie on the outside, now with a Russian tie. Both girls hand fighting. Isla really just stalking here. She's just stalking her down, staying in a stance, and Cadence sort of just moving backwards. It's going to be hard for her to attack moving backwards. Not like boxing, not like fighting. Moving backwards and attacking forward in wrestling is tough. Isla May on a shot here. Cadence did a good job with his heavy hip. Look how heavy this hip is. Isla was almost behind. Cadence able to just whiz her and put that hip down. Now going for something big. Grabs the arm, throws the arm lock, and ends up in the headlock. Picks up the fall. Macy Smith was up 7-0 with the fall. Cadence did a good job trying to get back in that match. Fell just a little short. High school girls, good job.
Up next at 155 pounds, for the blue team, Edberg. And for your white team, Lazenberry.
Just want
to let all the fans know that this is the last chance to get in on the taste testing of the chili cook-off. They are fixing to tally up the votes, so if you had not had a chance to get any of the chili, hop on out there and get that and put in your vote for the winner of the chili cook-off. We will announce that at the end of the duel. So if you haven't had a chance to get your chili, grab that, get your votes in.
All right, folks, we're back to action here. High school girls. Both of these girls new this season. First-year girls out here. Super excited about this girls program. Coach Levi Casey in his first season as head coach here in Guthrie. In the inaugural season of our girls wrestling program, has really done an amazing job with these young ladies. Really, they've been at it about 4 or 5 weeks now. Don't know a lot about wrestling and yet competing very well. They all did good at the Holly Howard tournament. So proud of them. Also helping out Coach Casey is his assistant coach, Andrew Harden, who has stepped in to help him get this program off the ground, as well as Miss Vaughn, Lana's mom, has come in with a lot of wrestling experience as well. So she's in there helping those girls as also, and they've done a great job. Back to action here, second period. In the pink headgear is Peyton Edberg. On bottom in the white headgear is Chloe Lazenberry. Peyton on top now with a cross-face far arm. Chloe on bottom trying to keep that shoulder up. Both these girls wrestling hard here. Peyton really trying to push that shoulder down, but Chloe's doing a good job. She's keeping her she's like posting between her elbows and the back of her head. She's trying to keep her shoulders up, but she needs to rock back and forth to try to get out of this position. Peyton doing a good job just covering. Now she's lifted the head, which was the right move to do. Man, somehow Chloe able to get out of there. Hats off to her. Tough position to be in, but nice job with a cross-face far arm. Tough position to wrestle from. Sort of a high-level cross-face there, but man, she's doing a good job on top. Chloe, for her part, fighting hard down there. Peyton Edberg now up 10-1 with the takedown and both near falls, is really racking up that score. Kind of a backwards cradle here. Not sure she can get near fall out of it, but she's got a cradle locked up, just the wrong leg. Sort of a far leg instead of near leg. But again, Chloe kicks out of that, does a nice job. Crossed her feet, peeled the hands, kicked out, back to her base. again, you know, these girls are new to the sport, but clearly have been taught what to do in these situations. They're using moves they've been taught. Clearly the coaches are doing a good job with instructions. You know, just the little details of what they're doing. Stand up on the whistle there. You know, just the details of what they're doing really lends to the coach, and all these girls have wrestled good tonight. Really a 3-point, sort of a 2-point escape here. So on the whistle, Chloe jumps to her feet quickly as they go back down. Peyton kept her hands locked, and so she lost a point for that infraction, but then Chloe bounces right back to her feet and gets away and gets herself an escape. So the score should read 3-10, I believe, maybe 3-11. Referee over here talking right now, trying to figure that out. Referee Brian Dutton, happy to have him here tonight. He is a 4-time state placer for the Guthrie Bluejays, Oklahoma State champion as well. Had a storied career here. Also was an All-American in college at Northeastern Oklahoma College at NEO. And then he finished up his career wrestling for the Broncos at UCO. UCO, heavy Guthrie coaching staff we have here. Both Jaden and Jeremy Davenport, UCO wrestlers. Also got UCO wrestlers staffed in the Little League program. We've also got a couple of wrestlers competing there as we speak. Eli Kirk wrestling for the Broncos up there, and Wesley Silvas now on that roster. So it's nice to see these Blue Jays kicking out college-level athletes as these girls continue to wrestle here, fighting hard. Chloe's doing a good job defensively, putting weight down, and Peyton Edberg back with another takedown. That puts her up 13-3. As she now looks for that half, but a good job with the posture and a come up there. Very nicely done by Chloe. So Peyton puts on that half. Chloe does a good job putting weight down on that elbow. She posts, she postures, she comes right back up to her base, and that's exactly how you defend that half, and she did it textbook. But for her credit, Peyton Edberg has been relentless on top. She moves from a half straight to a crossface, far arm, hooked up a cradle. She did a pushover earlier, back and forth. She's really tough on top here, just relentless. And Chloe Lazenberry does a nice job fending off the fall. Good job by these Guthrie girls. Made a great showing tonight, and we appreciate all the work the coaches are putting into them.
Up next at 150 pounds, for the blue team, Trevor Gray. And for your white team, Aiden Harden.
Got some freshman high school boys wrestling now. Rumor on the street has it that this is a match for the varsity spot. This is an actual ranking match here, folks, so there are implications behind this matchup. We're going to finish off the duel tonight with high school wrestlers. Of course, we're going to end with our Team Guthrie boys, but these next four matches are going to be the high school boys. Going to see quite a bit more action here. Aiden's been wrestling now through junior high. Both these boys started in junior high, familiar with each other. They've been practicing together the last couple of years. In on a nice low-level shot here is Trevor. Trevor Graves was in on a shot. Aiden did a good job defending, gets heavy hips, now goes behind, has the hammer lock and the crossface. Look for him to try to walk that back arm up. If he can walk that back arm up over Trevor's head, he's going to go for near fall and try to get the pin. He's got to walk the wrist up over his head. Trevor fighting hard here to get off his back, but now he gets put there with that arm in that position. Not much Trevor can do. Now Aiden's got a leg in on top. He's going for the fall here, walking that arm up. Trevor's trying to post his hand to keep that shoulder up, but Aiden's really got him in a bad way here. Really caught that back arm, and this is a tough spot for Trevor. Not sure he's going to be able to get up from here. Runs out of time. Aiden Harden answers with a quick 7-point start of the night. Good job on the defense and gets that back. Trevor had a nice low level. Aiden was able to get out, but then in that transition gets his arm caught. Aiden did a nice job recognizing that he kind of had him caught there and was able to walk that arm up and get him on his back. Trevor kind of just got caught in a bad position. Folks, there's a lot more wrestling to go here. Like I say, with this new scoring system with 3-point takedowns, 4-point near fall, scores can rack up quickly, but also you can catch up quickly. So it kind of goes both ways. So 7-0 deficit is really just 2 moves away from being right back in the match. So Trevor's still in this thing, but Aiden with a nice first period. Choice is going to go green. It's going to go to Trevor. Trevor's going to go neutral. And we are back on our feet with this 150-pound matchup. Trevor Graves now with a Russian bar arm, going to try to shovel snow. Goes for the dub. He goes for that single, which was a good move. Aiden with the block and reshot. And now Trevor with the roll through, trying to scramble, does a good job. This is a great scramble for both of these guys. And now Aiden counters the scramble roll through and comes back behind. He gets a 2-point takedown. What great action by both these guys. Very impressed to see that scramble. As really, Trevor had a nice Russian tie. Nice block. Oh, here's a chicken wing. Chicken wing walk in the head. This isn't looking good for Trevor. Aiden's on top now, going to get 4 more near fall. But if he can walk through and sit this out, Trevor, his far arm, you can see it waving there. If he can get that out, he can scramble. And we saw him scramble earlier. And now, man, great adjustments on top here by Aiden Harden. Making some killer adjustments on top. Trevor's doing what he's supposed to do from down there, but Aiden just countering and walking back with that. Man, Trevor fighting hard to get out here, but Aiden just relentless on top. Goes for that half. Just impressed a lot by both of these wrestlers. Now going for the double chicken wing. Trevor's going to have to figure something out on that chicken wing. That's really catching him. Aiden just went right back to it, able to get right back into those chicken wings. Trevor's going to have to get those defended if he's going to get himself back in this match. Both guys wrestling well, but it seems like every time there's a scramble, Aiden's ending up on top with near fall, and that's really rolling this score up. Really rolling this score up super high. Aiden Harden back to his feet. He gets an escape here. That's going to be a tech fall. Good match, both guys. I was excited to see that wrestling. Both these guys wrestled well. Aiden just seemed to always end up on top at the end of these scrambles and did a good job. Nice ranking match for both those boys. We look forward to seeing both of those guys in the future for the Blue Jays wrestling in that varsity position.
Up next at 113 pounds for the blue team, Cisk. And for the white team,
big points. Hold on, which one's the big points? That's match points and big points team points. So you're all messed up.
Yeah, hey, there you go, there you go.
Two red. Wait, which one's red? Red one? Not red or white?
Yeah, I
Well, I need to see this so I can. Red is.
Crowd's getting a little wild back here.
Okay, wait a second.
You hear those Team Guthrie guys on the far side jumping up and down on the rails. I don't know if you can hear them on the broadcast, but they're getting into this matchup. Not sure what they're chanting, but having a lot of fun over there. That's the Team Guthrie Little League Wrestling Club. That's a small piece of the 110 little ones we've got out in that program, feeding this high school. A lot of those kids have been featured tonight in the junior high, and a lot of the high school wrestlers we have on the team all came from that program. Started out young and working their way up. That's what this duel is all about, just featuring and showcasing the Guthrie wrestling talent.
Connor Martin's on top. Uriah's on bottom.
Connor Martin is in the white. He's on top, leading 3-0 over Uriah Cisk in the blue. Connor's going to have to try to base up here. He's just laying on his belly, trying to stay in position. He can't escape from his belly. He's going to have to get to his knees and then try to work to his feet or try to work out. Uriah's doing a good job on top. Just grinding up, staying heavy on those hips and working that inside bar makes it very difficult to get out. There's nowhere to go. He's just kind of closing all the doors. But now that Connor's back on his knees, he's at least in a position where he can attack. Looks like he's frustrated on those bar arms. Uriah tough on top, doing a good job there. Sort of maintaining his position.
I think home is white.
It's going to be Green's choice. Uriah Cisk is going to, Connor Martin's going to choose bottom. Trailing 3-0, thinks he needs an escape and a takedown to get back in this.
Whenever it's an actual roll, it'll be way easier.
But it's just a little.
Keep jumping. Stay with that jump.
Whistle start. Uriah Cisk on top, wrestling tough. Does a good job just like a blanket. He's covering tight. See how tight his knees are? Knees are tight. And he's keeping a lot of pressure down on those hips. He's able to bump. He's able to wrestle. A lot of times guys lay on top. And when you're laying on top, it makes it easier for the bottom guy to move. But when you become a blanket, it's like you're squeezing all the way around, and it really makes it tough to go. Nice job dropping down to that leg.
This is hard because we're both.
Connor did a great job. He was being covered and being rode hard, did a good job, working to his base, working to his feet, got up, got out, and as he about escaped, Cisk did a good job dropping down to that single leg and bringing it back down. That's going to be a tough order in 41 seconds to get from the belly to the base to the feet, but that is what Connor's going to have to do if he wants to try to get out of here.
And the other one is
Doing a good job covering the hips. He's covering that back leg, and he's riding that inside bar arm. This was a tough ride. Uriah Cisk doing a good job on top here, just being heavy and being a blanket. But, man, look at Connor. Connor Martin did a great job getting to his feet here. And it's for his effort, he gets put back on the mat. Uriah's doing a good job on top. But, man, from his base, from his belly to his base, he gets all the way to his feet. Did a good job just base building to get up there. Hats off to him. No points for his effort, but in all that activity, he was able to stay off of his back. And a lot of times, your reward for hard work on bottom is just you didn't go to your back. You don't always get out, but sometimes that's the victory you got to take, especially when you got somebody that tough on top. Going to switch roles here. Uriah Cisk going to go on bottom. Connor Martin's going to go on top. Cisk on bottom is leading 3-0 over Connor Martin in what is a good matchup. Uriah Cisk gets an escape and with heavy collar ties here. And now Connor Martin shoots in on a double leg, nowhere to go. Cisk shuts him down. Looking for that underhook. Looks like he's going to bail away and just go for the three as he spins behind, picks up three more. Going to put him up 7-0. 2 takedowns and an escape. Back to that smothering ride. Now, Cisk wants to get points. He's going to have to break him down to his belly. Looks like he's going to be happy here just to hold on and squeeze. Connor Martin, though, doing a good job of just staying out of trouble and basing up. Now he's going to have to get that arm back. Rolls it out. We're down under 40 seconds.
That's going to be the best match.
Looks like it's going to be more of the same. We're back under 30. Well, we're down under 30 seconds. Cisk really just holding on and sitting here. Sort of surprised the referee's allowing this. Technically, if you're not trying to turn the guy on top, you're stalling. Perhaps in this duel, that's not a call we're going to get, but I think in the future, your Uriah's going to have to get a little bit busier on top if he wants to stay out of trouble. But for his effort, Connor Martin really doing an impressive job working up off his belly to his base, to his feet. He's done it several times tonight against a tough top kid. Hats off to both these guys. Good work.
Do I go to that table?
Yeah.
Up next at 150 pounds, for your Blue Jays, blue team, Kyler Wilder. And his opponent, for the white team, Caleb Farah.
Hey, you're off it. You're off it.
Back to action here. I do not believe these wrestlers are 150 pounds. That's what my notes say. I would guess this to be closer to 120, 130 pounds, somewhere in there. Perhaps I'm shooting a little bit high. Not sure how. Kyler was a lightweight last year, put on a lot of size, wrestled for the junior high. He's grown quite a bit. His brother Colby Wilder, you recognize his name. Varsity wrestler for the Blue Jays. Up through last season. Wrestled, started 2, 3, possibly 4 years for the Blue Jays. Graduated last season, just to be replaced by his brother, who's now struggling to get off bottom here. Sort of caught in a scramble underneath the bigger athlete. Definitely a size discrepancy here. You can definitely tell that, but now Kyler out the back door. Caleb Farah gets the takedown, picks up a couple of near fall. Picks up a couple of near fall, and then Kyler able to pick up the reversal out the back door, keeping himself in this match. It's 3-6, but a long way from the finish. Back on their feet they go. Kyler Wilder in the blue, and Caleb Farah in the white. Kyler in on a double leg. Farah tries to basically a crossface into a headlock, but Kyler savvy, able to spin around and get behind, picks up 3 points of his own to tie the score 6-6. And now Kyler heavy right. He's got an inside thigh pry with his left arm, and then that right arm trying to grab that bar arm. Looks like he's digging in for a chicken wing forearm. He's got a chicken wing forearm. Looks like he's super high here, though. It'd be better if he had him bellied out. Got a little bit ahead of himself. Hard to finish a chicken wing from your knees like that. And Caleb down on bottom doing a good job basing up. He got out of danger. Now he's to his feet trying to fight hands. Kyler rolling down underneath. Ill-advised. He's fixing to go to his back here with a reversal and near fall. Kyler was in total control and then just tries to pull him down on top of himself. And Caleb, savvy to that, just set his hips and puts Kyler right on his back for a 2-point reversal and a 3-point near fall. That's going to put him up 9-6. In what was a tied matchup, Caleb Farah reclaims the lead, and now he's on top going to work. Kyler Wilder, tripods up, trying to work himself out. Exciting second period following an exciting first period. This is a good matchup here. It's going to be Wilder's choice. He's going to go neutral. Both guys have had success from this position. Both earning a takedown of their own. Kyler dives in underneath the bigger man with the double leg. And nice job, Caleb Farah, with just a block sprawl go behind. Wilder looking like he's starting to wear underneath the size of this big guy. And Farah doing a nice job scrambling, but Kyler Wilder comes back up on top. Gets himself a reversal and then rolls back underneath a second time. Somehow gets himself out of that danger. Twice we've seen Kyler pull Caleb on top of him, and Caleb happy to take those points, happy to. Now Kyler really with that chicken wing. He's going to have to try to run this 40 seconds to go. He needs a 4-point near fall if he's going to tie this matchup. So look for him to pressure hard. There he goes, rolling back underneath. Back to the half now. He's got a half. This will be a decent move, but to run it, he's going to have to push him out of bounds, and that's what he's kind of in a weird spot. There's that reversal. We've seen it before. Caleb times that. Wilder in a bad spot, but doing a good job staying set up. Now there's the near fall. Back to that 45. Kyler's going to have to work him. What just happened there? Kyler with a big bridge and a throw off. Referee trying to decide how the points are going to go here. He's going to award 3 points for the near fall of Caleb Farah. And then Kyler Wilder with that big explosive escape is going to earn a point, and they're back to neutral. Current score 11-19. Actually, I think the score is as these guys are back on their feet. We're down. What an exciting match. This was a good one. Both these guys wrestling tough and a lot of fun. Kyler Wilder finished with a big shot. We like to see him wrestle all the way to the end. Good job, both guys.
And you were your 30-pound set.
Up next, at 144 pounds for the blue team, Thomas Gyus. And for your white team, Aiden Macy.
Back to action here in the second to last match of the evening. In the blue, we've got Thomas Gyus, and wrestling in the white, Aiden Macy. Aiden starts in junior high. He's got a year, maybe two, of wrestling under his belt. On the flip side, Thomas Gyus, in his first season of wrestling, he came out after football, sort of, and he comes to us from jiu-jitsu background, much like his older brother, who is coaching on the sidelines over there. So even though wrestling is new to him, grappling is very familiar, as you can tell, with a nice double-leg takedown there. We've seen his older brother Matt transition very nicely from the jiu-jitsu side of grappling into wrestling. A lot of those positions correlate. A lot of those moves are similar, and so that transition is a good one. And you can see a very similar outcome here for Thomas as he goes to work on top. 3-point takedown off a big double leg. Now controlling Aiden Macy, and Aiden doing a good job of keeping that posture away. That's how you fight that half, is you got to keep that posture. But now really with a power half on top, Aiden really doing a good job just fighting those little, it's like an underhook under that arm. You've got to kind of lean into it, get all your weight on that arm so that your body doesn't get tipped over. Aiden did a good job of that. Thomas Thomas did a good job grinding on top there, unable to score after the takedown. So we go into the second period. Choice is going to go to Aiden Macy. He's going to go straight to top. Wasn't happy with how things went on his feet, not happy with how things were going on bottom. He's going to try his hand at top. Interesting choice for a 3-0 match, but most likely competes against Matt every day, competes against Thomas every day in the room, so he probably knows what he's doing here. Looks like he's got his own game plan on top, trying to hook the leg on top. Gyus spins around for that single leg high C. Able to pick up the reversal here. He's going to get 2 more, and there's the half. You could hear it yelled from the stands, and he responds. Gyus picking up a half on top. Now, he's got that half deep. Aiden Macy here fighting. He's doing a good job pushing that leg. It keeps the pressure off a little bit if you're able to push those hips away. Pushing that leg pushes the hips away, and it keeps those hips from collapsing down on top of you. Them hips collapse, it gets tight. And just like that, them hips collapse, and now it's tight. And Aiden's going to have to fight from here. Needs to go back to pushing those legs away and turn back into this, or that shoulder's going to fall down. Looks like it's falling. He's trying to get his inside left arm out. Looks like he's got that inside left arm out. He's going to spin out the other side. Great job, Aiden Mason, just feeling the position. But right back to that half Nelson, that power half. And, man, he's doing a good job on bottom. Aiden's doing a good job posturing away from that. Thomas Gyus, relentless here, just from one thing to another. Goes from near fall and gets right back on that half. If he could get that elbow high, he would have this, but he's fighting at the shoulder. Not experienced enough quite yet on how to run that half. A few more years in the room, he'll get that, but Aiden Macy doing a good job down here on bottom. For the most part, avoiding danger. I mean, he was on his back and really dead to rights. Did a great job feeling that position and wiggling his way out. I would think most guys would have been pinned in that position. Macy did a great job fighting down there. He's trailing 9-0. Gyus' choice. He's going to pick neutral. Remember that good double leg he had in the first period. Looks like maybe he's going to try to get back to that. He's got that square jiu-jitsu stance just like his brother. Nice job on a double. Picks out another one. Macy's now trying to grab that. He's trying to grab that far toe. You can see it there. If he can pull that over his head, he can roll through and create a scramble. We saw who'd we see do that? We saw Trevor Graves do that in that Aiden Harden matchup where it created a good little scramble. Clearly that's something coaches have been working on with these guys. But golly, we got to watch that knee for Gyus. Gyus able to get his foot back. And now Macy's in trouble here for another half. He's going to fight this. He's done a good job fighting that half, and he's got his posture back. See how he's posturing away. His whole body is basically back to, and that makes that half kind of null and void. Now jumping in for legs. Thomas Gyus way super high here. Jiu-jitsu, this is a little bit better position because you can take the back and lock your hands. In wrestling, you can't lock your hands. You get that high, you can often get in trouble, but he's doing a good job staying under the arm, running that forearm half. Aiden Macy's really fighting here to get back to his belly, just kind of in an awkward situation. Not in danger of getting pinned, but Gyus able to pick up some more near fall points. He's currently up 12-0. He's got a 4 count. If he gets off his back, he'll have the tech. He's got 2 seconds to get the fall. Macy's doing a good job fighting here under a second. Good job, Aiden Mason. Aiden Macy trying to keep off his back. Great showcase for Thomas Gyus.
And for the main event of the evening, wrestling representing Team Guthrie on the blue team, Gibson. And representing your white team, Harden.
right, folks, we should be in for a treat here. Last year, these two monsters showed up and shelled out in what was the most exciting match of the evening. Slater Gibson was up somewhere north of 10 points when out of nowhere. Shepherd Harden comes through with the pin. So these guys have been back and forth for the past season. Practice together every day. Two little Jays is what we call them down at the youth program. We're going to get a takedown here by Slater. He got three. He got some near fall. So Slater Gibson is on top, and he picked up takedown and near fall. That's 7 points. And now Shepherd Harden's the one finding himself on his back. He's doing a good job fighting. He's pushing that leg away. Both these guys are pretty wiry. Both these guys are pretty good at the scrambles. So we should see quite a bit of action here as we come down under 20 seconds in the first. Gibson out to a heavy lead with takedown and near fall. He just picked up 4 more points near fall. That's going to put him up 11 to 0 as he goes for more near fall. That's going to be 4 more near fall. That's going to be 11 and 4. They've got it at 14. They've got the score at 14 to 0. It's been all Slater Gibson so far, really with those near fall. As Shepherd Harden never count this young man out, as we saw last year. Both these guys started wrestling last year, and as you can tell, aggressive little monsters these guys are. Shepherd's doing a good job pulling the head down. Slater with some fakes. Now we're getting into a scramble. Answers right back. Shepherd Harden gets a takedown of his own. Now he's got near fall. Reminiscent of what happened last year. This is tight, folks. Slater Gibson caught on his back. He's going to have to fight from here. It's 41 seconds. He's a long way from a final countdown. Shepherd Harden on top, squeezing hard. Slater bridging hard. These guys are fighting for their lives. Just stuck in this same position. Slater Harden on top. There's the fall from behind victory yet again. Shepherd Harden pulls off another come from behind victory for the grand finale. What a match. How exciting was that day. I want to thank all you folks for coming out tonight. We'll come back with a post-match recap shortly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to give one more announcement. First of all, we want to thank all of you for coming out tonight and supporting your Blue Jay wrestlers. We thank everyone that has sponsored this season. We thank everyone that has come out to help with the tournament and with the cook-off last week. For those of you that do not have your holiday hams, we still have those for sale. And I want to announce our chili cook-off victors. In third place, it is Ashley. In second place, Anthony. And our chili cook-off winner for this season, Donovan. Congratulations to all of our winners. Thank you for all of our contestants. Thank you to all of our Blue Jay wrestling family. Thanks for coming out. We hope you guys had a great time. Don't forget, Thursday night, Guthrie kicks off its first home duel against Perry. Make sure you show up, support your Blue Jays, and thank you for all that you do for our wrestlers.
All right, guys, I am back for a quick recap of the evening. And if I get a chance here, we might talk to Coach Jaden Davenport. He's getting the boys all lined out. But just want to do a quick recap of the evening. Starting off the night with a couple of the Team Guthrie Blue Jay wrestlers. We are so proud of these guys for all that they've been doing, putting in a lot of work. We saw a lot of good stuff out of Axel Rutenberger and Kellen Harden. Both these guys have just been putting in the work down at Little League. Last year had a great first season. Second season, they have been kicking off with a bunch of wins. I think both these guys are getting medals, so proud of those guys and all their work. Acerson, Ambriz, and Phillips kicked off the second matchup for the Team Guthrie boys. Again, these guys, Cayson's been at it now, I think, 3 seasons. Really, I think he won state his very first year, and last year bumped into the Open, struggled, and then he bumped into the Open and he struggled, and then, or not struggled, he bumped into the Open, had a decent season last year, now coming back, starting to find more success in his second season. Cannon Phillips did a great job turning that into a match. Cannon wrestled, started last year, and has had a successful go at it. Super proud of him as well. Wrestled good tonight, too. Both those guys represented well. We kicked off the third match, focused on, or featuring, I guess, the girls side of things. The junior high girls, Gabby Kirk and Lana Vaughn, put on a great performance. Those two girls, both no stranger to wrestling. That match got away from Gabby a little bit again. Sorry, guys. Again, these new points kind of make things a little bit different with the 3-point takedowns and the 4-point near falls. We saw that in the very last match tonight. The near falls really, with 4-point near falls, you can really run away with the match quickly. That's kind of what happened to Gabby here. She got herself behind, started having to kind of force things to catch up, and Lana just savvy enough to kind of take advantage of that. We bumped up to the second girls match, Eva Luna Ellis and Bailey Harden. What an exciting match that was. Bailey really stayed in control of most of that matchup, but Eva Luna Ellis, so dangerous. Great hips. She threw a couple of headlocks. She had Bailey dead to rights in that third period. I thought Bailey was going to get pinned, but Bailey, God bless her and her fighting hard, able to fight off her back and reverse that to get Eva on her back to kind of pull that out. Really, that was going to be a huge upset, and hats off to Eva for keeping that match interesting, and hats off to Bailey for staying in that. We moved on to Jackson King and Garrett Reese, another great junior high matchup. That was our first junior high matchup of the night, and Jackson with those double legs really did a good job. Nothing like doing live broadcast right down in the belly of the well. People come in and start unplugging things, and it makes me nervous. Where was I? Jackson King and Garrett Reese had a heck of a matchup, a close match, and they battled it out good, really representing the junior high, and I'll speak on more of the junior high in a minute, but Levi Dennis and Malcolm Christian had another good match. Really, Levi did a good job of fighting in on doubles, but kind of outsized when he shot in. The bigger Malcolm Christian kind of was able to use that size, and not just the size, but he was doing a good job with the block sprawl go behind, really using the power in his hips to get around behind and pick up, again, those 3-point takedowns can really pull you away from a match there, and that's what happened there. Just want to give a hats off to the junior high. Those boys, they're wrestling good. Kyler Bradford and Zakiah, just our 2 big heavyweight guys. Again, those bigger kids kind of featured, and our junior high did a great job tonight. I'm really, really excited about what I'm seeing out of our junior high program. Trying to replace someone like Jay Howard is a tough task, and Coach Pierce and Coach Pierce and these guys are all trying to talk to me, guys. I apologize. Coach Pierce and Coach Gibson are doing a great job down there, just getting these guys prepared. You can see, by the way, they're doing the same things. They're starting to wrestle similar. That means they're learning the same things, and if they're doing it in a match, that means they're actually learning it in practice, and that's a great sign. That's a good sign of good coaching. And so I'm happy to see what we're seeing out of that junior high program. Those guys are just building. That program is getting better. I expect this season to be much better than last. I expect the following season to be better. A lot of good things are going on down there at the junior high, and just happy to see that. They did a good job at a good showcasing here. We moved on to the high school girls matches. Cadence Blevens against Isla Mae Smith. Isla Mae was able to pick up, I believe she picked up the fall there partway through, caught her on her back. But Isla Mae and Cadence both no strangers to wrestling, but Isla Mae using that just that savvy experience to just kind of stay on top of. And yeah, if you want to.
57 days I can.
That's Coach Jaden Davenport. We're going to talk to him here in just a second. But I'm going to have to get a security crew down here, I think, to keep people out. But anyway, Isla Mae and Cadence put on a great match. Just happy to see Cadence coming back. She was hurt last year, wasn't sure if she was going to wrestle this year. I'm so happy she decided to come out. I know tonight didn't go her way, but as she starts to compete more, she's going to start to see more success. She's got to knock some of the dust off, like saying, going up against Isla Mae, who's possibly our best girls wrestler, definitely our most experienced girls wrestler. That's a tall order for her, and Isla Mae did what she was supposed to do tonight. She came out, wrestled hard, and did well, and so we're happy to see that. And then Peyton Edberg and Chloe Lazenberry, really for two first-year girls wrestlers. Man, did they do a great job. You could see, what I liked about that match is I could see the work that the coaches were putting in. You know, the girls that wrestled prior to that, they had some experience, so they're taking a lot with them. But those two girls, brand new girls, this is their first year. They've been wrestling maybe a month and a half, and they're doing wrestling moves. You can see that they're moving from one thing to another, whether they're defending or they're being offensive. They were actually, you could see them thinking themselves through these situations, and the only way you know what to do is if somebody's taught you what to do. And so they're clearly being taught what to do. And Coach Levi Casey and Andrew Harden are doing a great job with those girls. So happy with what I saw out of them. And really, last weekend I got to watch them wrestle at the Holly Howard, and that was a lot of fun. And then again tonight, just more of the same good stuff. We went from there. We bumped up to the high school boys. Trevor Graves took on Aiden Harden, and really that was a matchup. The score kind of ran away. Aiden kind of ran away with that match towards the end to get the tech fall, but it didn't really give Trevor credit to how well he was wrestling. Aiden Harden knows how to wrestle, and he's tall and he's lanky. He uses his leverage well. Clearly scrambles well, because Trevor on the defense put him in several situations that were scrambly, that were tough. He did a great job defending those. And Trevor just kept coming, kept trying to score and trying to get himself back in that matchup. Aiden was just able to float. He stayed disciplined. He didn't get caught up. He didn't get caught up in the tornado. He just stayed disciplined and was able to win. But really was impressed with what I saw out of both of those guys. I think we're going to see both of those guys on varsity in the near future, and definitely in the future, really being a big contributor to the Guthrie Bluejays. So that was a great match. Uriah Cisk, Connor Martin was another good one. Really what summed that matchup was Uriah Cisk on top. Like I say, was like with that just like a blanket. He hovered real well, kept those knees. Connor Martin stayed disciplined. He never really got in danger. He did get turned early, but after that, he didn't get in danger. He stayed strong on bottom, kept coming up. I mean, he was methodically going through, the steps to get up and get away. Uriah did a nice job bringing him back down. And again, like I said about the girls team, you could see these boys were going through what they've been taught. Connor, not a wrestler that's been wrestling for 10 years. He's starting. He's a young wrestler, and obviously working through the steps of wrestling to get up, to get out. I mean, he did things right, so that was nice to see. We went to Kyler Wilder and Caleb Farah. What a great matchup that was. Kyler Wilder tried to make a match of that at the end. It was a back and forth match. Those are the kind we wanted to see. I'm glad the coaches put that one together. Kyler was up against a bigger wrestler tonight, kind of thrown in at the last minute. Didn't know he was wrestling until he got here today. And, Caleb did a good job of making that match interesting. He kept catching Kyler. Kyler would pull on top, and then Caleb was feeling that and did a good job of just kind of catching him in that bad spot. We went on to 144, Thomas Gyus against Aiden Macy. Thomas just did a good job going points on top, looking really good. I'm really excited to see him and the progress he can make in the next couple of years. I know his brother has made quick progress because of his grappling background, and Thomas looks to be very much the same in that take. And then, of course, our main event, Slater Gibson versus Shepherd Harden, did not disappoint in what was basically a rerun from last year. Last year, very much the same. Slater gets out to a commanding lead early on, really kind of dominates the match, and then Shepherd Harden does what Shepherd does. He stays dangerous, he stays relevant, and was able to pull off the huge feet to back and pick up that pin. And hats off to Slater for fighting off his back for nearly 40 minutes. So I'm going to bring in Coach Davenport if he wants to sit down over here beside me. We'll see if we can pick up this crowd mic. My camera guy has left me, so we're going to sneak in here. Coach, can you...
Talking to this?
Yeah, talk into that for me, Coach. Yeah, we got you. All right, Coach, give us your overall thoughts of tonight's duel.
2 years in a row it came down to the wire. Came down to the little guys. So that's always a good sign. It was really competitive. We saw a lot of good things from our youth league guys all the way to our high school. We like to mix this thing up with the whole wrestling family here in Guthrie. But all in all, people fought. They fought their butts off. They wrestled good. They stayed hungry. And they really went out there and battled, and that's all you can ask for with these guys.
Yeah, so talk a little bit. We kicked off with the little guys kind of starting in. Like just talk about, as the high school coach, you're the end of the train, and we're building from the beginning of the train. What is your initial thoughts, seeing those little kids wrestle? I know it was cute, it was exciting, but are you seeing anything that excites you for the future?
Oh yeah, 100%. There's a lot of little guys down there in that room that can scrap and go at it. I think they have proved that at their youth league tournaments this year, bringing home a bunch of hardware. And I love getting to know these little guys before I get them up to high school, get a little personal relationship with them, able to see them go out and scrap and just be competitive, fight their butts off. It's the cutest thing in the world, watching those little guys go at it, and then seeing their faces, and heck, up 14 and then go crazy. That's those little bit of youth league matches. That's how that goes. It's a kind of roly-poly contest sometimes, and gets a little nerve-wracking. So it was really exciting. Love watching those little kids. I'll say I hope I'm not the last stop for a lot of these guys. We like to push a lot of these guys onto the next level and have great careers, hopefully going to college. But, some of them don't choose that path. So hopefully we can go turn a lot of those kids into state champs one day.
Yeah, so our girls program, inaugural kind of performance. Obviously, they wrestled Holly Howard last weekend.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on that? Like, I know I said earlier on the broadcast, but I'm excited to see, some of these girls came in with a little bit of experience, but there was a match with brand new girls, brand new wrestlers that were going through the steps. Like, they clearly are being taught the things, and you can see that progress. Just talk about how, not just how well they did tonight, but how excited are you that Guthrie now has a all-girls wrestling program? New coach Levi Casey's doing a great job. Just talk about that.
Oh, it's fantastic. That's one way to get the wrestling moving in the right direction is accumulating, girls and guys. We kind of separate the things, but there's still one family. Levi Casey, he was here. He's coming in. He's working his butt off, man. He's taking notes. He's very eager. He pushes those girls. He's doing a great job, not only with him, but he has great help with Ashley Vaughn and Andrew Harden. They are doing a great job. They're down there keeping it simple, but also pushing these girls, keep teaching them the basics. And I'll tell you, out of the 18, 20 girls that we have, there's only like 4 girls that have experience. All of them are all brand new. So, and when you look out there, a lot of them look like for only having a month underneath their belt, they look like they're knowing what they're looking for.
5-6 weeks?
Yeah, not a lot. And they're doing a really good job. I had to give Levi and Ashley a credit over here while the girls were wrestling because they did not look like beginners.
No.
They looked like that they've been around the sport for a while and they knew what they were looking for. So I'm ecstatic for them. I'm super happy for where Guthrie Wrestling is heading in the future with girls and guys. And with this community and all the support that we had today, it's nothing but great things, and we're on the up when it comes to wrestling here in this community.
So junior high boys came out, had 3 good matches, really a couple of real exciting matches, really that last one as well. But talk about, the replacing a Jay Howard's hard to do, a guy that's been around the sport forever and all that experience. We brought in brought in a couple new coaches that really last year had a group of beginner kids.
Yes.
You know, a tough thing to walk into. And then fast forward to just a year from now. You know, last year we saw progress, and now this year we're seeing a junior high team, I think, that can compete.
Yes.
And tonight, you know, we saw some wrestlers. Just talk about, you know, that coaching staff down there and what they're doing to build that program.
You know, I don't think you can ever replace a Jay Howard. And I think everybody in the wrestling community in the state of Oklahoma and nationally, you know, has heard the name Jay Howard and has coached a lot of people's kids and a lot of coaches right now. I mean, he coached me, he coached my brother, he's coached a lot of people on this staff. So I don't really think you can really replace a guy like that. But you got to do your best. And I think we brought in Paris Pierce. He is a state champ. He's a Guthrie alum, and he is doing a fantastic job teaching the mentality on what it's like to be a wrestler. And then you add Caleb Gibson, another Guthrie grad, a state placer, went and had college experience, being able to relate to those kids. And he does a great job on a personal level being relatable for these younger guys. If we know Caleb, he can be kind of a goofball, but that's kind of what you need in that junior high room.
For a junior high,
you need that. And he's kind of a junior high whisperer. It's kind of weird to say, but I mean, he's on the same wavelength with some of these kids, and he gets after it. And then this year, I think one of the big things was adding Alex Fields being down there kind of full time this first semester. His whole plan was to be at the high school. He banged his shoulder up, and then we had a talk, and we thought, you know, let's be down in junior high. Let your skill set, also a Guthrie grad, also coached by Jay Howard, knows that mentality, knows how to coach, has been around, and he's just adding the technique to that junior high room and that college experience that's newly out. I mean, he's like 24, 25 years old.
Yeah.
You know, he's very young. He's going a great up-and-coming coach, and he's going to do fantastic things. But that room right now from last year to this year has, you know, grown drastically. I mean, it's been night and day difference. And you can tell about here with them scrapping, they know what they're looking for. They're not forcing things. They're waiting for the right time, right shots, and they're always chasing points. And that's what you can always ask for that junior high room is hunt points, be competitive, don't give up. And when you can do that, you're going to be successful in the sport.
Yeah, that was definitely evident. That you said that, you know, hunting points.
Yeah.
I saw that. Those guys were going for points, and that was evident. Moving on to your high school crew, you know, I know you obviously didn't have your starters out there. Those guys were in there coaching and all that, but really these young guys that stepped up, you know, a couple matches. You know, I was really impressed with Trevor Graves, Aiden Harden. I know Aiden walked away with that match, but man, Trevor kept that interesting. Wrestled hard. Talk about scoring points. He was down 14, still trying to score points, getting in there, you know. And Aiden, for his credit, did a great job of just in those you're talking two freshman kids that have what they wrestled 2 years, maybe a year, and they're in there scrambling high level, and both knew exactly where to be, exactly what to do. You know, the other kids, you know, Uriah Cisk on top was a hammer. Happy to see that. Kyler Waddle wrestled really well.
Oh, man.
And then Thomas Gyus reminded me a lot of his brother. First year kid, are you kidding me? You know, all that kind of experience is crazy. But that team, you know, even those aren't your starters, a lot of those kids we're not going to see, you know, out in front of the lights for a couple of years. But man, you got to be excited about what's coming.
So, I mean, talking about a few of those guys, I mean, we'll talk about just both Aiden and Trevor. Those two are going to be fantastic wrestlers.
Yeah.
I mean, the sky's the limit with those two. They love the sport. They work their butts off. You know, Trevor wants to be good. Aiden wants to be good. And they're only going to make each other better in that room. And like I said, they are hungry, especially to make a name for themselves. And so this year, they're going to be stepping up in big roles in this lineup. And they're going to do a lot of great things. And I mean, they're going to take their lumps being young, but, you know, they have good mindsets. And I think by the end of the year, they're going to shock a lot of people. Then we talk about, you know, Thomas, you know, they said, yeah, it's first year, but that guy's a BJJ guy. So he kind of has the ability in the field to roll around, just kind of like his brother. You know, it's kind of now breaking those habits that BJJ kind of creates and kind of letting them transition to wrestling. And you've seen that come out. I mean, Thomas started out at the beginning of the year like, hey, coach, can I just come in the wrestling room and kind of work out and be a good workout partner? And I was like, yeah, man, that's fine. Just kind of reeling him in. And slowly he's more and more practices, and now he's full on. He's committed, and he's wanting to be a starter on this team. And he came out and proved it. And then Uriah, being a young kid, I mean, he's small, but he's still going to be a great competitor. He's a great partner in the room for our young guys, and he's going to do a lot of great things. And then Connor Martin, we found him out of the hallway.
Really?
Yeah, so we saw him walking, we were like, hey, man, what do you weigh? And he wrestled before. He wrestled a little bit in junior high, and then he did what I was thinking. And, Jeremy found him, and we were like, hey, no, you need to come to the wrestling room. And look, he came out there and didn't skip a beat.
Wrestled hard, yeah.
Yeah, so, the sky's the limit with this young crew. We are a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, and they're just going to keep on building, and they're going to be really good. And a lot of them are very competitive and just want to stay hungry, and they're always in a good mindset, man. That's one thing you need to have in this sport is a good mindset. Not be afraid of failure and learn from your mistakes and keep on building each and every day. And a lot of these guys are bought into the system of taking one day at a time, having a goal to each practice, and having a goal to each match, and always be hunting points. And when you do that, like I said, they're going to be successful.
Yeah. So next week, Perry is
Thursday.
Or not next week.
Yeah.
A couple of days. Yeah. Perry's going to be here at home. I'm sure we've dueled Perry in the past, but I think it's your first matchup with Perry from Guthrie, right?
My first year we dueled them.
Okay.
And then COVID hit.
Okay.
And then that's when the whole thing kind of went wonky with a lot of schedules.
Yeah. So Perry's back. You've kind of got a similar team, like you said, a young team, but not young in experience, just young in age.
Yes.
What do we got looking forward to? Just not just the dual, the dual season start. Season's here.
Yes.
But also, this team that you have, this lineup. Are you excited about what you've got? Is it like a I don't know. You graduated some guys, but boy, you didn't lose a lot either. It's kind of an interesting spot.
You're right. We graduated some heavy hitters. Your son was one of them in Wesley. He was a kid we lost with Nick and TG, and so we lost a few of those guys. But we have guys that's going to step up and do a lot of great things. I think the big thing is this sophomore crew that we had. Like last year, we had 4 freshmen in the lineup. Now we're going to say here probably have about 5 or 6 sophomores.
Experienced
guys. Yeah. And we have a few freshmen, but for the young team that we have, I'm super excited because we have great leadership in the room. Bryson's one of the best leaders that we've had come through my years here. He's, great leader down there. He can pretty much run a practice by himself. Caden, leads by example. He's a go guy. Sometimes I have to tell him to slow down because he's just nonstop go, but he leads by example. And then you have Matt, the brainiac he is. Shedding an example of what it's like to be a student athlete here at this school and how you can balance not only being a 35 ACT student to also being a state qualifier and going to be hunting for state medals.
Yeah.
So I'm
with
super
what,
excited.
3 years of experience?
3 years. That's what dedication right there and just always putting the time in. But a lot of these guys, we have a young team, but I think a lot of people's going to underestimate this team because how young we are. We graduated a few people. People don't know that we have certain guys coming up. And people that we pulled out of the hallways. So I think it's going to be a great year. I'm super excited for what the future holds and what this upcoming season is going to look like. And we're just going to take it day by day. It's not about how you finish, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. And right now we're just planning on being successful in the regional and state tournament. And every day is just preparing for that. And I think if we do that, and we're going to go on and shock a lot of people and bring home a lot of hardware at the end of the year.
Yeah. So this post-fight interview sort of turned into a podcast, Jaden. I think we could do this for.
I like talking.
So we'll sit around talking about wrestling. We can do that for a while. So this last question, just obviously. Wrestling's growing here.
Yes.
School bomb pass. We're getting a room here in a couple of years.
Yes.
When that time comes, crowds keep getting bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Teams are growing.
Mm-hmm. Things
are happening here for wrestling. I hear when I'm out and about doing other wrestling things, people are asking me what's going on down there in Guthrie. Starting to make noise. But the opening night here, you had a packed house, a lot of people here. Like how excited are you? What is that? What's Guthrie wrestling doing to Coach Davenport?
Man, what's it doing? It's just. It's making my heart full. I'll tell you that. Seeing where this program's going, and this is starting my 6th year from where it was when I first got here to now. The youth has grown by double. High school has grown double. The parents. I didn't know what I was getting into when I came here to Guthrie. I was straight out of college, didn't know what to expect, especially as a town. Guthrie's always, to me, when I was growing up, always been the football town. Always been this thing, and they are great. And I hope they go win a state championship.
Yeah,
I really do.
They're close.
We got Newcastle, and I hope they go take that, and then we go on and we shock the world and go beat Carl Albert. Now bring home that gold ball because winning is contagious.
Yeah.
They're used to winning at that level. That's going to trickle down to wrestling because they're used to winning and they don't like to lose. But as the town, I mean, it's grown. I've felt nothing but support. I've had the families that I got to, meet and coach their kids have been nothing but supportive. I mean, we couldn't have this event that we had today without this town being supportive and donating chili and doing all this stuff and having this cookout and then the Harley Howard tournament. I think what you do is you start building a culture and being relatable and letting these kids kind of flock to and not letting them love wrestling first and then growing that from there. But you got to get them to love wrestling and not burn them out. I know there's that thing where wrestling kind of, people have this misconception with weight pulling and all that stuff that it's going to be hard on a kid. I mean, it just teaches discipline, but know that us as coaches, we're not here to just do that to the kids. We're here to just grow them as individuals, as people, and as champions, and prepare them not only in the wrestling world, but in the academics and in life. So, I mean, they've had nothing but respect, and they've helped me along the way and helped grow this, program to what it is today. And I mean, I couldn't do anything without this town and what this community's done. I mean, I can say thank you enough, and it's still not going to do it justice. So it's been really good.
All right, well, Coach, I'll let you get back to it. They're shutting the gym down on us.
I mean, we can keep talking. I mean, we can keep going.
We'll have to make another wrestling chat.
I know, right?
So, but anyway, Coach Davenport, congratulations on another good night.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks for meeting with us, and we'll see you next week.
Go Blue Jays.
We'll see you on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Ready to scrap.
All right, guys, I'm going to shut it down here tonight. Big time recap, but thanks, Jaden Davenport, for giving us some time. It was a fun night. I'll see you back here on Thursday, live on the Guthrie news page. 6 o'clock dual time. We'll try to kick things off maybe around 5:30, 5:45, get a little pregame preview, and then we will get to the duel. I want to thank all you guys for tuning in. I want to thank Guthrie News Page for putting us on their network and allowing us to do this. And just want to tell you guys thank you for tuning in one more time. We will catch you on Thursday. Go Guthrie.